You may have been wondering why we've been pushing so heavily for you to use SCOIR. Well, while we wanted you to use it for the search process, we really need you to use it during the application process. You see, SCOIR is how your teachers and your counselors are going to send their letters of recommendation and transcripts and other documents like early decision agreements, fee waivers, all kinds of other things to the colleges that you're applying to. So you're going to have to indicate in SCOIR which schools those are and let us know when you apply. For now, let's just concentrate on getting the schools in here so we know what you're thinking about, what your plans are. Once you're in here, go to My Colleges. If you've been using SCOIR all along, it might look something like this. You've got some schools here and following. Now's a good time to clean up this list. If you've got some things on here you're no longer thinking about, go ahead and get rid of them. Then go ahead and start to take the schools from following and move them over to applying if it's a school you're planning to apply to. So I want to apply to Elon. Just drag it right over. I have to answer a few questions. First, how will I be applying? Early decision, that's the binding one, early action, or regular decision. Right now, I'm shooting for that November 1st deadline, so go ahead and click it. Don't worry, you can still change it later if that doesn't come to fruition, but better to err on the early side so that everybody knows that you're planning on an earlier school. Now, how are you applying? When possible, we strongly recommend that you use the Common application. You can apply to up to 20 schools using the Common application. The Coalition application is another type of group application, similar to the Common app. I do find that for most students, the Coalition is more time-consuming. Most students prefer the Common, so we really encourage you to use that when you can. You can also apply directly to the school's website for Elon, so that's another option. But I'm going to choose Common. It'll ask me for my Common App ID. And if you didn't create your Common App account, no biggie. Don't worry about it. You can come back and do this piece later, but you'll need to let us know before you wind up applying. But for now, let's just hit save. So now you'll see Elon has popped onto here. Now, let's say there's another school I'm looking to apply to, maybe Shenandoah. So I'm going to go ahead and start to type in Shenandoah. Just click on it. Same types of questions. They only have rolling. They don't take the Common app, so I'm applying on their website and hit save. That's it. You can start to find some good information when you click on these schools. So as you scroll down, you'll be able to see that you can mark it as no longer applying from here, mark it as applied. Don't worry, we'll go through these details later. But you can also start to see what types of information are required by that individual school for the method that you're using to apply. So you can go ahead, take a look at this. You also want to be sure that you are checking the school's website to make sure that you have the most current information. As we know, test optional status changes very often, and there might be some schools that haven't announced their policy yet for next year, so you'll want to check there for that. Also, you want to look at things like letters of recommendation policies, etc., on the school websites. Later on, when you start applying, this is where you're going to be able to see what we've sent out and when it was sent. So this is your way to know exactly what's going on with your applications. We'll move on to that part in another video, but I just wanted to show you where to find it. So that's it. What you want to do is go ahead and build this applying list as you go. If you change your mind later, decide you're not going to apply to a school, you can just move it on back. No big deal. But let's go ahead and get that core list in there by the start of your senior year.